There are days when emotions hit like an unexpected storm. One moment, everything is calm, and the next, a wave of sadness, anger, or anxiety crashes in. It feels overwhelming, as though the feelings will never leave, trapping you in a state of distress. But just like the wind, emotions are not permanent. They are visitors, passing through your mind and heart. They come and go, and understanding this truth is the key to inner peace. Many people struggle with their emotions because they believe they are defined by them. When sadness arrives, it's easy to think, "I am sad," rather than recognizing, "I am experiencing sadness." The difference is profound. If you see emotions as temporary guests, they lose their power over you. Instead of drowning in them, you allow them to exist without resistance, knowing they will eventually leave. Consider a moment when you were deeply upset. Perhaps someone said something hurtful, or a plan fell apart, leaving you feeling rejected and disappointed. In the heat of that moment, it seemed like the pain would last forever. But time passed, and slowly, the intensity faded. What once felt unbearable became a distant memory. This is the nature of feelings: they shift, change, and move on. However, many people hold on to their emotions, attaching meaning to them. They replay painful experiences, fueling the same feelings repeatedly. Instead of allowing the emotion to pass, they invite it to stay, building a home for it in their minds. This is why some people stay angry or bitter for years, unable to let go of what happened long ago. But emotions are not meant to take up permanent residence, they are meant to flow through us. When a feeling arises, the healthiest approach is to acknowledge it without resistance. If sadness arrives, say, "I see you, sadness." If anger flares up, recognize it, "I feel anger right now." By doing this, you separate yourself from the emotion. You observe it rather than becoming it. This simple shift changes everything. Imagine emotions like guests arriving at your door. Some bring warmth, like joy and excitement. Others bring discomfort, like frustration or jealousy. If you slam the door on the uncomfortable emotions, they don't disappear, they just keep knocking louder. But if you let them in, acknowledge their presence, and allow them to leave when they are ready, they lose their grip on you. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in this process. When you practice mindfulness, you observe your emotions without judgment. You don't label them as good or bad, you simply notice them. This reduces their intensity and prevents them from controlling your actions. It allows you to respond rather than react. For example, if you feel anxiety creeping in before an important event, instead of fighting it, pause and take a deep breath. Recognize the emotion, "I am feeling anxious right now." Then, shift your focus to the present. What do you hear? What do you see? Ground yourself in the moment. Soon, you'll notice the anxiety fading. One of the biggest mistakes people make is identifying too strongly with their emotions. They say, "I am depressed," rather than, "I feel depressed." The first statement makes it a fixed identity, while the second acknowledges it as a passing experience. The language we use shapes our reality. When you remind yourself that feelings are temporary, you give yourself the power to move through them with grace. This perspective is especially important during difficult times. When facing heartbreak, disappointment, or failure, it's easy to feel stuck in sadness. The mind tells you that things will never get better. But think back to a previous heartbreak or struggle. At the time, it felt like the pain would never end. Yet here you are, stronger than before. The emotions that once felt unbearable are now distant memories. This is proof that feelings are visitors. Emotional resilience comes from understanding that no emotion is permanent. Just as the sun rises after a storm, joy returns after sorrow. Pain is not forever, and neither is happiness. Everything in life is constantly changing. When you accept this, you stop fearing difficult emotions. Instead, you trust that they will pass, just as they always have. It's also important to remember that suppressing emotions only makes them stronger. When you push feelings away, they don't disappear, they build up until they explode. This is why people who avoid their emotions often experience sudden outbursts or breakdowns. The healthiest way to deal with emotions is to allow them space without letting them take over. Journaling is a powerful tool for processing emotions. When a strong feeling arises, write about it. Describe what you're experiencing without judgment. This simple act brings clarity, helping you understand the root of your emotions. Sometimes, you'll realize that what you're feeling isn't even about the present moment, it's an old wound being triggered. Another way to navigate emotions is through movement. Exercise, dance, or even a simple walk can shift your energy. Emotions are stored in the body, and physical movement helps release them. If you're feeling stuck in sadness, get up and move. Your body and mind are deeply connected. Breathing techniques are also incredibly effective. When emotions feel overwhelming, take slow, deep breaths. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your brain that you are safe. As your breath slows, so does your emotional intensity. Self-compassion is essential when dealing with emotions. Many people judge themselves for feeling certain ways. They believe they shouldn't be sad, angry, or anxious. But emotions are not weaknesses, they are part of the human experience. Instead of criticizing yourself, offer kindness. If a friend was struggling, you wouldn't tell them to just get over it. You'd offer support. Treat yourself the same way. It's also important to surround yourself with people who understand emotional growth. Some environments encourage emotional suppression, making it harder to process feelings. Find relationships where you feel safe expressing yourself. Talking about emotions with trusted people reduces their intensity and provides perspective. At the same time, be mindful of the stories you tell yourself about your emotions. If you believe, "I will always feel this way," your mind will find ways to reinforce that belief. But if you remind yourself, "This feeling is temporary," you create space for healing. Life is a series of moments, and each moment brings different emotions. You will feel happy, sad, excited, disappointed, grateful, frustrated, and peaceful, all within a single lifetime. The goal is not to avoid emotions but to embrace them without attachment. When you stop fearing emotions, they lose their power over you. You realize that sadness is just passing through, anger is just visiting, and anxiety is only temporary. You learn to sit with your feelings without letting them control you. You understand that just as the tide rises and falls, your emotions will come and go. In the end, emotional freedom comes from this simple truth: feelings are just visitors. Let them come and let them go.